Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is on articles in the How to Write an Essay series. Just to let you know, if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have, thank you very much. If you have any questions, leave a comment or contact me on my social medias. So on Twitter, it's Hana.iam, and on Instagram, it's Hana.iam. So, what is an article? An article is a style or form of writing that is normally found in newspapers or magazines. There are different types of newspapers and magazines, so be sure to read the question carefully to know how and what to answer. This will always go back to, again, your audience. If you're writing an article for your school newspaper, your vocabulary is going to be different to if you're writing an article for a broadsheet or a tabloid. So make sure you read the question to know exactly who you are answering the question for. So what should be in an article? So it should be informative with facts and figures. Linguistic techniques is a must, so you need to have persuasive devices and possibly some rhetorical techniques. Unless told otherwise, you do both sides of the argument because a newspaper is there to inform. And vocabulary that is in keeping with the audience. So like I said, if it's for your peers, your audience, then your vocabulary is going to be different. But if the audience is for a broadsheet, then your vocabulary is going to be a bit more advanced. So the assessment objectives, all question 5s have got the same assessment objectives. So communicate clearly, effectively and imaginatively, selecting and adapting tone, style and register for different forms, purpose and audiences. Organize information and ideas using structural and grammatical features to support coherence and cohesion of text. And AO6 says candidates must use a range of vocabulary and sentence structures for clarity, purpose and effect with accurate spelling and punctuation. So here's an example question. Students should be allowed time off for all religious holidays, not just Christmas and Easter. Write an article for your school newspaper giving your point of view on this statement. Looking at the question alone, so you're writing an article, that's the genre. For your school newspaper, that's your audience, giving your point of view, and that's the purpose. Remember, GAP, genre, audience, purpose. You need to always make sure you know what you're writing, who you're writing it for, and what it is that you need to be getting across. So here is the sample answer. I think that we should be allowed time off for all religious holidays. It's not fair that certain groups of students can skip school every year for religious purposes, but not all students. Everyone gets time off for Christmas and Easter, so why can't everyone get time off for Eid or Diwali? It's not a nice feeling to come into school and not see some of your friends there because it's their religious celebration. It's discrimination. We are a multicultural community and we need to show our inclusiveness by celebrating all the religious holidays together. So here's the analysis of it. So what was good? It had emotive language, few linguistic devices such as hyperbole and rhetorical question, and logical persuasive points. What could be improved? So more sophisticated language could have been used. There were no facts and statistics, and you should be exploring both sides. Like I said, an article is supposed to be informative. You can't be informative by only giving one side. That is closer to a letter or a speech. So remember, both sides in order for it to be an article. Here's example answer 2. Despite being a majority Christian country, Britain is a hub of multiculturalism. Consequently, with such a wide range of ethnicities in our school, some students will have different religions. Linwood Academy is a Christian majority school with 42% of students identifying as some form of Christian denomination. Nevertheless, should we not allow all students to have time off for all religious holidays? We should truly be inclusive and help our Muslim, Jewish or Hindu friends celebrate important days. Even allowing all students a single day off will help show our acceptance and inclusion policy. Furthermore, a single day off school occasionally will not affect our studies, but it will foster a deeper relationship with our multi-ethnic friends and peers. So, what went well with this one? It was persuasive devices used, so if you notice, there was list of three, rhetorical question, emotive language, as well as facts and statistics. They also had an engaging and informative opening. So when you use more devices, you tend to be more persuasive. Also, the vocabulary on it was a little different. So vocabulary may be too advanced for the audience. You have to remember who this was aimed at. This was aimed at your school newspaper, which means people from year 7 up to the teachers will be reading it. You need to find out how to word it in such a way that everyone understands it. What can be improved as well is they didn't give a different viewpoint. Like example answer 1, it only gave one side of the argument. So here is a different viewpoint. So this can be just to give you another idea of what you could write to show the other side. So even though we are an inclusive school, the logistics of allowing all students time off for other religious holidays would be extremely difficult. Many religious holidays change year to year and would be almost impossible for schools to effectively work those days into the academic calendar. The idea of letting all students celebrate with each other is sentimentally sweet, but not practical. I'm sure our true friends will understand that we can't celebrate everything together, and schools should not feel pressured in not giving sporadic days off to our student body. Also, the time off is not an issue, it's trying to find out when those religious holidays are in order to give the time off to the students. So why is audience important? If you use vocabulary that's too advanced for your audience, then you're not writing for your target audience. And if you're not writing for your target audience, you're not hitting AO5. You need to make sure that you target and word it to the audience that you have been given. If this had been for a broadsheet newspaper, the vocabulary used in sample answer 2 would have been perfect. However, it's not. It was aimed at your school newspaper. And your writing style is dictated by the question. So vocabulary, tone and register are all affected by who you are writing for. Yeah, so that is why your audience is extremely important. So was this useful? Share and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.